Good morning, everybody. My name is Ryan Carpola. I am talking about Week 7 assignment, Class FTT 100 through SDI, and I have the privilege today to talk about the cycle of operations on my firearm. So the firearm I'm bringing out today is my PSA Dagger Micro. Obviously, it is empty. Nothing in the chamber, and the cycle of operations is quite simple. It is based off the Glock 43X model, and pretty much when you have a loaded magazine, that tension of the spring will help the feeding cycle, but when the barrel here tilts up like a 43X, it actually has a feed ramp kind of just like that. You kind of see that, which will help with the rear here to actually pick up the round and help it flow into the barrel. So that will also explain the chambering process as well. The locking process, which I already have here, is all being done by this little slide lock. People call it a bunch of different things, slide lock. I also just call it a slide lock. The firing process, when the trigger is primed like that, it actually has the firing pin primed. This actually releases it. So I will demonstrate that now, since I have to take it apart anyways. So obviously we are going to check one more time. Clear, nothing in the chamber, visual inspect, and we're good. So half cock, pull the pins down on either side just like that, and just yank it off. So get rid of the lower for now. So that is actually your firing pin right there. And if I pop the pin out, tilt the barrel out just like that, pull it out. So now that is actually the firing pin there. We could easily remove it by taking off this base plate, pulling this tab, and it will fully pull out. The extraction process, same deal. So when the slide goes back, your extractor, which is that guy right there, throws it out. It grabs it and throws it out. And the cocking process, which I'm looking at my laptop here so I can see what in order I have to explain this in, of course. The cocking process, pretty simple, like I've already explained. Grabbing the lower, still empty of course. When the slide goes back, it primes the trigger just like that, which primes that, so that when you pull the trigger, it releases the firing pin, which is striker fired, and flies that pin forward, striking the primer of the bullet and igniting the projectile or the gunpowder. The next step I have to do is explain the cleaning process. So I've already taken it apart, which is step one. So I always start personally with the upper, and I'll get a brush or a specific brush, sometimes a wire brush, it'll work, and I will actually scrub all inside here, on the inside here, and I'll even scrub right there where the firing pin is, because you don't want that to get clogged. So I'm going to remove the upper and go with the lower. So a lot of people will actually take apart the gun in full I do not do that. This is all the mechanism parts that I need to see personally, so I'll just scrub all my locking lugs, my tabs to actually hold the slide in, the actual trigger mechanism, and that's just what I do personally. Then I'll move to my barrel, which just scrub it down on the outside. Then I will go with a internal bore, make sure to scrub that in real good, then get a soft cloth and I'll do it again. Then I go to my recoil spring. I don't do a lot with this one personally, but I will just get a soft cloth, just wipe it down, and then I'll re-lubricate it, which also explains the lubrication process. So lower, still 2 pieces. When it comes to lubricating, I will actually just lubricate where all the parts are actually moving. So I'll do the actual groove of the slide, and sometimes I'll do the actual trigger assembly. Sometimes. Then back to the upper. I will do the exact same thing on the internal grooves, which are on either side of the slide, which actually reminds me I need to clean this anyways. But that is pretty much how I would lubricate it and put it back together. So grab the barrel, make sure it is the right way. Obviously the tabs don't go out. Grab the recoil spring, pretty simple. Big part goes in the big part, the smaller part goes on the little tab. Pretty easy. Then we will grab our upper, and I've discovered with this gun, it's a little weird. You actually have to pull the trigger forward for it to actually slide in properly. And we are still, of course, empty, and that will do for my assignment today. Thank you for joining me. Hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.